back, friends, YouTubers. I'm out here today in the shop, and I need like weeks before I do little repairs on, try to repair this Husqvarna 450 Rancher. And someone mentioned that I should check the intake boot on this, that it could be cracked, and that may be the reason it's not starting, because I've checked the other things that are the obvious things, like the spark plug, air filter. I've done all of that stuff. I put a new ignition module on. That's this guy here. And I did get it started. I was able to get it started, but not sustain it for more than a couple minutes. So I'm gonna try to take this guy apart. It's got a new carburetor too, which I put on a year ago because I thought it needed to be replaced, and now I think it actually was probably not the carburetor. Long screws go in the bottom. Short screws on the top here. I feel like I'm wasting time on this thing now at this point, but now that I've watched several tutorials on chainsaw repair, there's just only a few things that can go wrong on these things, and usually you can then get them running again. So this here is the choke and the shut off kill switch, and all in one, and I never liked the design. But, anyway. Now, I don't know if I need to take that actually right off. See, I got one person join. Thanks for joining. What I'm doing here is trying to find out if my intake boot is cracked. And one thing I've done here, let's leave that, let's bring that over here. And I changed the carburetor last year on this thing, and it hasn't run since I've put the new one in. So I don't think it's the carburetor that's the problem. Robert, thanks for joining. Hello. Black goes on the flat one there. The red is vertical. And the nice thing about recording this is that I can play it back if I need to and see where things were. So I just unhooked the electric part of it. So I got the black wire here, ground, and the hot here, which goes into the ignition coil. The hot wire is on this one here, and the black is on that one, the kill switch. Now I didn't empty the fuel, and maybe I should have. I think we will. Let's see, maybe not. I just wanted to see it. I mean, everything is really clean because I was in here before. I've got my fuel line down here. I mean, it's conceivable I had a fuel leak, but I never saw fuel pooling anywhere. You can see in here, it's pretty clean in there, and this is what I was looking to see if it was damaged or cracked, and it does not appear to be. Now, probably the best thing to test and make sure that you don't have a crack somewhere is actually to put some pressure, compression, or vacuum on it, which I don't have. And the one video that I saw where they did have a cracked intake boot, they put a vacuum on it, and the vacuum was fine, but the compression or the pressure they added was where they saw the leak. And then when they took it apart, you could see the crack on the boot itself. I don't see any problems with it at all. So I really don't want to take it off if I don't see anything there. I mean, I had it in my mind to actually take the whole thing apart, the whole chainsaw, to learn as well, because I've never done that before. So I could do that. So here's the carb. Do I want to do it? Yeah, I want to take this off. But let's empty it. So what I do is what my buddy does is he just goes and dumps the gas out in the grass. I don't do that. I don't think that's a good idea. He says it's good weed killer, but he just put it in the grass. Anyway, we're gonna do this the proper way. I have a gas can here, which I consider my waste can. And so I put gas in here, and then I use it as fire starter here for my fire pit outside. I just sprinkle it on when I need to get it going. Now, let's see if I can do this. One hand. Got a little bit of spillage, but I got most of it. And then I can just wipe it up if I spill it. Fire starter. Welcome everybody, thanks for stopping by. What you're looking at here is a guy trying to get this Husqvarna Rancher 450 saw operating again. I figure it's got under 200 hours of service. And I've changed the ignition module, I've changed the carburetor, I've changed the spark plug, I've cleaned out the muffler, which was clean. But, you know, I went through the standard list. And I still couldn't get it to start. So somebody said check your intake boot. So that's what I'm doing. But first I wanted to empty the gasoline from the tank, which I have done. Now we'll probably have a little bit of spill here from the lines. So here's what we're looking at here now. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess now, but it's because the hoses are still connected. So we're gonna undo this now, get the primer bulb off here. That one there. Actually, let's leave that one there and we'll take it off the carb. So we got this here, and this part of the carburetor. Off there. And the fuel line is connected. I don't know if you can see that down here. And all my lines are in great shape. I didn't have to replace them. Got the throttle cable here is still attached, and actually if I undo that, it's going to make my life a little bit easier. There we go. Small screwdriver. Come on. Pop it off there. There we go. And then out like that. See that? I'd love to get this thing going again. I was going to go buy another saw, and I might still buy another saw. Oh. Fuel sputtered out. A little bit under pressure there. Nobody light a match. Gasoline. I guess I didn't get it all out. Good thing I don't smoke. That could have been bad. There's one way to clean this off a little bit, friends. Spill the gas inside the housing, and then mop it up. We got Jackie, welcome. Anna, welcome. Italy, yeah, welcome. Oh, it's nice to have somebody from Italy join us. If you're wondering what's going on, I'm trying to get this chainsaw running again. It's not been running for about a year, and I come out and I do something. When I say something, I pretend to do something, and the things that have been done are, it's got a new carburetor that I put on last year. So I know it's not the carburetor now, that's the problem. I put on a new ignition coil a couple of weeks ago. And what else? New spark plug. Those are all the obvious things we do when we do it. And then I was checking the condition of the rubber boots, which you can see this is a flexible boot here, and it's fine. I don't see any breaks in it. Little smiley, smiling back right at you. Let's see, I got this tool, my little Norco tool. It fits into these things nice. Because this is a 4mm hex. So now I'm digging a little deeper. Let's hang that off there for now. There's 4 screws. I don't know what the parts are called here. I'm sure a small engine mechanic would know. That's 2. Now, I don't know how you get in on the other one there. Maybe just, I don't know if I can reach it. Maybe. It's hard to see it, too. Let me get these out. I got this. I got 2 of them loose. The key for me is going to be to get all of this stuff put back again. I considered taking, just for shits and giggles, a small engine repair class at one of the colleges here. But then I thought, you know what? There's so many tutorials that you can get online, and I'm kind of handy anyway, so I figure I can learn this stuff. Okay. little hex head cap screw. One, let's put that in the right place. Machine screw, it's got the fine thread, so I'll have to remember that that one goes there. And then this one feels like it's the same size. And it is. But I can't get the drill on into the lower ones. It's tight. How'd we get Anna from Italy and nobody from Sweden, since we're working on a Swedish saw? Does Italy make chainsaws? Germany with the Steels, Sweden with the Huskies, Echo by Japan, and there's some other names they've rebadged. Gas still oozing out the hose here. Put that guy there. Now, what I would normally do here, actually, what I need is a work light because I can't see. Extension. Just plug it in an extension hole here. So there's a 2 hex head cap screws down below. And there's one. And here's the other one. I think I can get it. This one is a little bit trickier. I'm really struggling with that one. Let's see. Need my Allen key set here. which I may have taken into the house. I'll persevere here. Now, I didn't see any Loctite on these threads here, which surprises me a little bit. I don't want to get any dirt down there. And I cannot get this in here. So there's just 2 bolts that I'm trying to get that will release this whole assembly here. So I need a 4mm Allen key. This is 4mm, but the tool does not fit down in here on the bottom 2 to turn it. So that's what I need I need the 90-degree shorties to stick down in there. Yeah. So I need to go find them. That's the problem here, is that I have, they're right in front of me. That's what it is. They're right in front of me, friends. You think you're looking for one thing and then you find it. Now the question is, do I have a 4mm in a shorty version? This might be, let's see, test it on here. Yes, I do. Here it is. That's what I'm looking for. Because I should be able now to just get in there. They were sitting right here on the bench. My little denim, years ago I had sewed this little denim thing Just, you know, you get these little Allen keys in kits when you buy them, like, you know, anything, you know, bicycle kit or whatever, and you're like, oh, why do I get it? I don't need another Allen key. Let's get this one first. Now, if I was a Husqvarna tech, I would probably have specialized tools, because I've been watching on YouTube. There's this couple that do small engine repair on steel, and they must be a dealer or something, because they have all the tools to make it easier. I see someone else. Maxit Ray Move. Welcome. Hello. Another thing that would be helpful here is a headlamp. And I have them, but either the strap's broken or the batteries. I need to hang something up there. But I'm lighting. We have the drill. Okay, I got some purchase on it. There, I got it. But that recoil, oh, that hurt. Pinched my fingers. Okay, so I got them all loose now. That one was the hardest one by far. I'm not gonna like putting that thing back together. That's gonna be a real bear. I'm not looking forward to that. Anybody who's worked on these saws, the Rancher 450, is there a better way to do this? I doubt it. You gotta get your tool in there. Get your tool working inside there. That's what he and she said. Four likes. Lots of visitors. Thanks for coming by. And just shot up again. Amazing. Why? I'm not sure why this is happening. Goes like 175 down to 65. 100 people leave all at once. So you're experiencing a little bit of my struggle here. I'm just inching this one bolt out because I hardly have any space to work because of, let me show you what I'm working at here. Let's see if we can get some light up in there. I'm trying to get the bolt down here out and the bolt down here. And there's very little space to work in. And the lighting is not good. That's why I'm holding this here. It's like I'm a little small engine surgeon. So I think one of my things that is going to be to, what I'm realizing is that I need an overhead light. And I got overhead lights, but not like close up, like a work lamp that I can put up on a little post here. Actually, I could do something there. I gotta. Can I get that down in there? Let's try. Let's try to reach the drill down in there. No, it's gonna damage it. Come on, little doggy. Jack's out here, wondering what's going on. Got a little hook up here, maybe that helps a little bit. I got a little hanger here that I can put the light on. Like that. That's a bit better. Yeah, that's better. The other thing is I don't have handy a drill bit driver, hex head, 4mm. So probably what would work, because I saw the guys using the steel tools, you know, the ones that they're working on these every day. It's got like a T. See, I cut my finger there when I the recoil off this when I got it. That hurts. Actually, doesn't look like much, but it pulled the nail bed back a bit. Onward, upward. Yeah, that grossed some people out, didn't it? They're like, I don't want to see this guy's fingernail. Hey, you know, no risk, no reward, right? Come on, let's get that guy in there and try to twist it out. No, won't do it. Okay, Husqvarna. You guys, there's some things that you could do. I mean, I think you did a lot of good things right, but come on. Some of this stuff, there's got to be an easier way. Has to be. There has to be. Ladies and gentlemen. I have a longer one, maybe. Try this guy. That might help. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Scotty, you had the tool sitting right there, again, right in front of you. A Long Allen key. Peter. Hi. It's right here. Sometimes you just have that tool in the bag. And I did. Staring me in the face. Will it work on this side? I think it will. Let's see. Try it like this. Come on. We got this. We got it. We got it. We got it. It's going to take a little longer, but it's going to work. All y'all on your end are probably thinking, what a dum-dum that guy is. No, it's just that, look, here. This is my Allen key set. I got other ones too. I was hoping I'd have a driver that would fit this. Handy, don't. But it turns out that I had an extra long 4mm Allen key. We got this now. I see now. I see how this works. Any of you on there are experts at repairing small engines? I'm not an expert. I learn as I go. And for those just joining, what I've resolved to do is to find out, take this thing apart and see. I've changed the ignition coil, changed the spark plug, cleaned it, changed the carburetor, put a new one on. Not just clean it, I put a new one on last year. And it still wasn't starting. So now I'm at the point where, okay, let's dig deeper. Let's really take this thing apart. And the risk is being, you know, an untrained. Ta-da! This is what I was struggling to get off, friends, right here, this piece. And these are my intake boots. Maybe it's intake, outtake. Look here inside the motor. And you can see the cylinder, I guess, from there. Little cap screws, don't want to lose them. Okay, that's bottom. And they are the same size as the top, so they can... Top and bottom, I sort of orient them on the table the way they came out. Try to leave them there. So this piece here, these are flexible. So one of the things somebody said to do was, hey, go in there, Scotty, and look to see that there's no cracks on any of these. So what I'm going to do is blow that off. This one at the top looks really good. It's really flexible. I don't see any cracks there. This one has this little bit of pulp dust on it, so I'll give it a blow off here. Get a clean rag here, and I want to cover up. A paper towel, not a rag, but as you can see this side here. And keep it clean. I mean, looks good to me inside. And I've taken care of it. I haven't left it outside, ever. Stuff that right there. And on the bottom port, because I'm gonna go in and blow this stuff out of here. So bear with me here, ladies and gents, because you're gonna hear a little noise and I will be gone for 1 minute or so, 2 minutes. I think the compressor's already ready to go. You're gonna hear some noise. Okay. So I'm back And I blew that out a little bit. It's a little bit better. It wasn't too dirty. I mean, I've seen some saws that are pretty gummed up. Mine's not, relatively speaking. There's a good gas rag here. That'd be good to clean up. But this part here looks in great shape. All OEM stuff. Now, I guess that looks a little bit dirty there. My little screwdriver here. This guy. Cleaning around this little gasket here is a little bit dirty. But otherwise okay. Hello, Ronald, Sonera. Thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, I need all the moral support I can get. You know, taking these things apart, it can be very rewarding if you have success. So if you're doing these things as not part of a job or occupation and you take it apart and you can get it going again and it works, then that's great. But this one has been proven quite frustrating, this saw, because I've not gotten it to work yet. And it should work. I mean, I feel like it should work. But feeling like something should work and just logically looking at all the things that could be wrong with it are, the steps you've got to go through. And I've done the ignition coil on it. I put a new spark plug. The compression seems to be excellent, just based on experience here. And actually, I was over at my friend's and comparing the compression on his steel to what I feel when I pull the flywheel on this. It seems about the same. When you leave it's got a compression button here that makes it easier to start. If I don't use that, yeah, I got a ton of compression. So that's good. That means the system is closed when it's supposed to be closed, and the piston's probably not worn, which makes sense because I haven't really it hasn't gone through a lot of excessive use. Cut a number of trees over the years, lots of cords of wood, and I've also used it to rip logs with. That is a strain on it, for sure, because it's running at the highest revs for, a couple of hours without much of a break. And it actually melted the cover on this thing. I was doing it one summer. It was quite hot, and that's where the muffler is. Melted it. I'm just gonna blow this part off now too. Okay, that looks better. Got all the dust off it. Nice clean part, and I can see that there is no breaks in this rubber. So one of my biggest chief complaints with this saw is this system here. Let me bring that closer to you so you can see. And yeah, what I don't like here is it doesn't stay up in the up position. You can't tell right now, but here's how it would go. So that would be up and it needs to stay up, but this is on like a little cam lever, which is on the carburetor, which opens the choke. And when it's under tension, this doesn't stay up like that. It always falls back down. So it's kind of a pain. And I don't know if it's related to the spring here being weak, but you can't actually buy this part separately. You've got to, yeah, I don't know. I actually haven't found it. I would actually buy the whole, if it came as assembly like this, I'd buy it. But, so that's the other thing that I have to deal with here is if I do get the thing running, I've got to put a little piece of wood in there to hold it up when I start it, which is a nuisance. Take this off here. Primer bulb. This is going to leak a little bit, I think. Let's get some paper towel here. And what we will do now is blow that piece off, since I got it off. And we're back again here. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for joining. You're going to see all sorts of different content from me. From this sort of tinkering work to cat videos, cat live streams. Cutting Brazilian pepper down in Florida, which is 800 miles away. That's over till next year. But boy, I would have liked to be down in Florida this week too. Last week was kind of cold. I mean, nicer than here, but still kind of cold. Now I'm going to use the vacuum cleaner. Ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to get a little bit more noise here, but it's a shop. That way I didn't blow it all into these, into the engine cylinder head. So here, don't know if that's good or bad or what. Obviously, I can pull it up fairly easily because air can get into the cylinder here now. It doesn't look like there's any heat marks on it, on the piston. But I'm not an expert. See that? Now I see there are a couple of locating pins here, which, you see them? That'll help me reseat it. get one last careful look here. This looks okay. Clear. Tastes like gas, but clear. I could feel air come through that little hole there. That port. Don't know what that's for. Who's a small engine expert on this watching here? What's that little hole right there for? Which is on this side. Here's a side view of it. Is this little hose here. That would be then, this is on that side. This goes in here like this. This goes in like that. And then the carb comes in here. Like this. Now, it is conceivable that the replacement carb I put on is, yeah, I think it was the right one. Because I remember I said I used it with it, but not for long before it didn't work anymore. But it did work. It's still possible that my ignition coil that I put on, which was not an OEM version, was like $18 versus if I bought an OEM, which is like $70. That could be the culprit still. So I don't see any reason to go further into this here because everything looks good. So I'm gonna put it back on. And this is gonna be the tricky part. Actually, you know what? Let's put the top ones in. They're easier. That'll hold it in place. That was the easiest one right there. And this guy goes here. This was a disassembly for inspection. And a little bit of cleaning. Come back on that one. Does anybody know? I didn't think there was any Loctite on this nut here that was in the engine, but maybe there is. No? I don't see any indication. Put that guy aside. This is the one that was the hardest, so I'm gonna put it in first because I have still enough patience to deal with it. It's going. I wish I could show you, but trust me, it's going into the hole. Thanks for the likes. And for coming by. Seeing how my day is going. Last cap screw. Got the wires in the way here. You stay out of there. Let me work in there. Let's see, I gotta thread it in like the last one I did. Oh. Dropped it. Just need to set it in there. Got it. Got it in the hole there. There she goes. Frank, hi. Thanks for coming by. I'm doing something productive here. It feels productive anyway. But if productivity is measured input over output, then the output needs to be that it runs. As soon as I talked about input over output, I lost half the viewers. You can't go technical. Or can you? It depends on the topic, I guess. If you're here because you want to learn something, then what you're seeing here is the back end of the cylinder head on a Husqvarna 450 Rancher chainsaw. And what I've been trying to do is get this saw back to running state. If I can. This was not a professional grade saw. That would be something like a 562 or something like that. I bought it at, I think I got it at Lowe's back in 2012 or something. around there. So I got those 4 cap screws back in there. Now I want to torque them and forget them. And I don't know how many newtons I need. Does anybody know? Okay, this one, maybe I turn it like that and torque it like that. Same on this side. No, this guy works better. Okay. There. That's back on. I don't know who we still have on. More than usual, but less than we did 10 minutes ago. And I may have to take a break from this because I have to go do my farmyard chores, which is cleaning the coops out, that sort of stuff. Here's my carb that I had taken out. Should give that a little blow off too. And here is, I'll show you the old one. So I replaced, this is the replacement one, which was the, I don't know if you say HIPAA or HIPAA for the 450. And C1MEL37B is what I put in. And then I had, here's the original. It came with some extras, like some extra hose and stuff, which I didn't need. But this is the original one, which was a Zama. But when I looked and compared them, they were identical. But honestly, I mean, I should put the old one back in. Why not? I took it apart and cleaned it. I don't know. I'm of the mind to like put this back in. I don't, try it. So yeah, Zama original. This was the Hypa. They look identical, different idle screw size, but okay. The Zama, where is that one made? Probably China, I'm guessing. Yeah, you're just watching a guy thinking now. Yeah. I'm torn what to do here. Could take this one off here. I don't want. I already cleaned this one. What do you think, Jack? Jack's standing at the front door. Wondering what's going on. Because I'm trying to suck through the ports on the carburetor to see if there's air. A couple of them are okay. Coming through. Air. Okay. Set up a piece here. This will make good fire starter. These gasoline soaked. They're not soaked anymore, but. All right, take the top. I'm assuming it's the top. I don't know. Is there a top to a carburetor? And this has a little gasket. Don't want to tear it. And it's not broken, in good shape. No obstruction in that port. No obstruction in that port. I took this part a year ago. I'm not going to take it apart again. No need. And this has little locators. Mm. Come on, it's not seating now. Why? What am I doing? There. That's in the way. Okay, that gets it. Yeah. This is my old carb, the original carb, I should say, for this chainsaw. And I had, where'd it go? Somebody can see it here. Oh, I'll put it in the box. That's the one that I had in there, which was a replacement part, which looks identical. But I'm gonna put the original back in because I never tried this carburetor with a new ignition coil. My gut is still telling me it's possible the ignition coil is not, it's good, but it's not good enough, and that matters. Because the tolerances are fairly tight on the flywheel where the magnets are on the magneto. And if it's not the original, some of the people who I've looked at on channels, YouTube, and in some forums said if you don't get the OEM, you might have a weak spark generation on account of the ignition module being a cheapo, which that's what I put in there. So we'll find out. All right, I'm feeling good that I got the bolts in there on this mounted correctly and tightly, so that's okay. That checks before we start reassembling. Throttle cable, fuel line here. And now I will need to start connecting things back up. Let's check this. Looks fairly clean, pretty clean, not fairly clean, that's clean. It's this way, like that. Somebody was probably like, look at this guy. He's never done this before, has he? He's putting stuff on backwards. He can't find his tools. He's your classic do-it-yourselfer. But hey, you got to learn somehow, right? And then this is going to assemble onto, now this needs a cleaning. So I haven't cleaned that. Taking a time out here. You're going to hear the compressor again because I'm going to go blow that off. Is that okay? Love y'all. Thanks for coming in. 50 people, 39 now. Amazing. That's really good. Appreciate you. In all sincerity. Okay. Comes in here. That goes up on here. That bad boy over here. On the primer. But do I want to attach that now? Probably. Because it's next. This. I got the sun glinting. Glinting, friends, off my eye. Coming through the doors, the big double door I have here on the shop. That goes there and tucks under here. Come on, little doggy. And then these two wires, red hot to the ignition coil, goes on the upright one. Black ground goes on the horizontal. And you guys don't know what I'm talking about. You just have to trust me. Or not. Bim Bam Boozlier. What do you think, Jack? Jack's over there. He's sniffing around, appreciating the fact that the snow's melting now. Yeah, sorry for moving the telephone here, the camera. Cameraman, hey, he's got one job only. That's to keep his audience happy. All right, so that's set and ready to accept the carb. Everything's nice and clean. I got a nice clean working cavity here. This guy goes here. This little hose goes into the there. Get her done. Yeah, my hoses are in great shape. And that I'm kind of glad about, because when you put the new ones on, sometimes they don't fit exactly the same. Like it's, yeah. So I'm glad that's working out. And here's my fuel in port. And then this guy, he sticks in here. Gotta get it. There you go. Come on. You go in there. Get my throttle cable cord up. Now, nobody can say there's not enough light down in here. Maybe there is. Honestly, it's actually, the sun's too bright because it's not in the right place. This is the tricky part. I'm trying to seat the carb. There's a little, let me show you what I'm doing here, ladies and gentlemen, so that if you're just coming in and you're new to this, here's my carb. And see that little male part there, that port there? It has to go into, there's a little, it has to seat in this little rubber hole. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I think I got it. Yeah, that went. I like it when things come together properly. And then we have to put the choke and throttle, reassemble that. So this, let me take that off there for a minute. And then that goes in here like this, like that. And then like that. And then my cable. So if you are any of the viewers who have been on since I started doing tinkering with this today, you will have seen me take it apart and put it back on, and maybe that was of value to you. I don't know. It's been of value to me. Because I'm convinced that when you struggle and try to overcome, it makes you a better person. I think this guy comes up and around. Now this one I remember having trouble with before, trying to get the cable properly seated down in there. I think it comes up here. You stay there like that. You come up. Maybe I do this in a minute because it's getting in the way here. So everything's kind of flexy in here. The way Husqvarna has done this, which probably is good because a lot of vibration in these things. That goes down there like that. That comes around. Like that. There we go. Oh, almost. Need a little more slack in there. Come on. Work with me. No. I remember fiddling the last time getting the throttle cable back into place. I wonder if it's easier to, no, I don't think it's easier to do it like this. No. It's in kind of tight quarters here. I'm not sure needle nose pliers would actually work because you actually have to thread the wire. It's got to seat the little bulb up here. and then around a little curve and through a little track. Through here. Try it the opposite way. Up and in. And close, but not quite. Turn it around this way. Now the lighting is not so good. Any of you watching the Olympics? Okay, might have it now. Come on, you're almost there. There, I got it. I know you're all probably on there. You're wondering, man, but this stuff is really finicky. Like you have to be patient. I got it, and you have to route that little cable. Got the sun blasting, blaring in my eyes, and then it seats, and then it goes. I'm sure if you do this stuff every day, if this is your life's mission, which is to do small engine repair. Like you've probably seen it so often, and you can do this stuff in your sleep, is my guess. I'm not there yet, and I hope never to be there. But I want to know enough to repair my own machines. Because at the end of the day, they're not that complicated. Got the sun here in my eyes. Okay, so I've got this stuff back in place. Hose is connected, fuel line here, primer, bulb in here, and that hose is the return for the purge bulb. And now we can put that back on there. The throttle cable is on. Of course, that has to be tight before I can. Seat this cover back on top of the carburetor. To make sure everything's still a bit loose. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm having difficulty here at this point. And this is where you gotta finagle it a little bit. Work it down in. Get my wires tucked in. And then these pins just go in these little vibration chassis boots here that, and if you've never done this, then figuring them out is kind of tricky, but I've now done this a few times. And it just goes down, seats nicely. But that's not yet tight in there. Let's see, I gotta get my... Okay. Oh, you stay there. still not quite tight onto the... Okay, let's see. I'm gonna seat these bad boys. These long screws go in the bottom. The deck screw driver bit fits perfectly these hex cap screws. Just lucky. And since, you know, you're not really torquing them hard, you're not going to do it any damage. All right, now what I'm looking for here is a nice tight marriage of the air filter cover to the carburetor. And I think we got it. Now this is where we don't want to overdo it. We don't want to overscrew it. We wouldn't want that. And then what I like to do is come back over here with the hex with the hand tightened to see if I got it good enough. And I think I did. That's good. That's good. Yep. That's working. So the throttle engages properly. The mechanism here. Let's see. Now look at that. This guy is staying up now. What gives? So again, if you're just joining here, this is my Rancher Husky 450 that is not wanting to start for me. And I want it to start. I don't want to throw the saw away. I think we can get it going. I've been inspired by others who've gotten their chainsaws going. So hoses were all put back in the right place. We could put some gas back in it. And my gut is telling me it's not going to start, but let's try it. Okay, you know, I'm going to put a little more in, make sure I have enough. Oh, the other thing I did do the last time I did the maintenance was put a new fuel filter on it too. So it's got a new filter. But I always run my chainsaw or my equipment dry, or if I know I'm not going to use it for a month, I drain it. Okay, so we got fuel coming in. Might as well put that on, why not? And for those who've stuck around, you're at least going to get to see a start to finish disassembly, reassembly, and if this thing goes. So let's try it. Nothing so far. Now, I was at my buddy Jimmy's. Jimmy, he had a still saw it. He hadn't started in a long time, a year, more than a year. And he put a little bit of starter in there. And he persevered. And after about 30 or 40 pulls, we got it to go. So, I got that going for me. Oh! Oh! Oh, ladies and gentlemen! Oh, baby! Oh, I need the compression valve. I'm a wimp. And, by the way, this isn't about being a wimp using these. This is going to be using the compression release valve. Makes it put less stress on the pull cord. And I've broken them before. So I do think it's a good idea. And good for your shoulder there. Popped out. Good compression. I feel like we can get this going. I really do. Maybe just one more little squirt. These things flood easily. Come on! Oh. I need some moral support here. I feel like it kind of wants to go. Who else has joined? No one else. Everybody's like, this guy, he's not gonna get it. He ain't gonna get it. So I have another flywheel cover for this because there's one prong broke on one of the latches. There's like these latches that grab. When you pull it, it sends the flywheel in motion. And it's broken because they're plastic. Oh man. It's got to go. So I think it might be worth getting an OEM ignition module for this. I really do. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to spend the money. It's not crazy. It's like $70. But I've already put a lot of hours into this thing, and you reach a point where you go, okay, it's either going to be a hobby or a tool that is just used for spare parts, if you can even use it for spare parts, or you make it run. And for, call it a nominal, maybe I put in, if I buy another, my investment, the carb was like $18, which I've now gone back to the old one, but I have a spare now. The spark plugs, those are consumable, so I don't count that. Basically got to replace them regularly. And what else did I buy for it? Oh, yeah, the ignition coil. This one, which I'm pretty sure the other one was bad. It had, I couldn't register a electrical pulse on it. But this one might not be good enough. That's the difference. Is you buy these cheap ones that may or may not give you enough electrical current to start this thing. Because while I could see a spark on the end of the plug, if I compare that to what I saw on my friend Jimmy's steel today, he had a brand new, his saw there that he had, his MS261 has hardly been run. You can tell it's like maybe got 20 hours on it, if that, in 10 years. And everything is pristine. Like I looked in and I'm like, Jimmy, this hasn't, it's been used. We cleaned it. But you can tell it's in nice shape. And the spark was really bright blue when we pulled his this morning to look at it. This has not a really bright blue one. It's kind of weak with this from this ignition module. So that's me the next thing. Did you hear that? Come on! Let's do it. Come on. Okay, that is a good sign. Very good sign. I can't celebrate yet. You stay up like a good boy. All right, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. It wants to go. She wants to. Hey, Jack, come here. Come here, look. Jack, come here. Come on over here. Come here. Jack, come here. Come here. You can do it. Come on. Come on, boy. Says no. All right, let me try it again. Oh, that's what breaks it, when you hit the end. I also know I have good fuel too, because I just made this up last week. Okay, I actually feeling really good about this now. I still think yeah. Folks, my phone is gonna run out of juice. So, yeah, I'm really close to the end here on the battery life. So, thank you for joining. Thanks for following along. Thank you for liking. Go ahead, subscribe. Follow along to see if I can get this thing going. I'm going to come back tomorrow and work on this. At least try to start it again with fresh arm. And I think I'm going to order the new ignition module for an OEM part. Bite the bullet. Why not? Because when this thing was working, it was working pretty good. Besides it being not a good hot starter, once it's going, and it's not a bad saw. Over and out, folks. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next time. Appreciate you a lot.